Welcome to my LGBT lesbian channel. The series Checkmate, Stripper and Dance for Me are voiced for you in full history. Thank you for your comments, reactions and subscription to my channel. Have a nice day everyone. Good afternoon, we'd like to speak to Mr. Roger. Vero spoke politely. What's your name? Lauren Yaregui and Veronica Iglesias. I stepped forward, pointing to Vero. I'm Agent Barton. Do you have an appointment with him? Yes, we are here because of the admission letter sent by him. Oh, I believe I know what you are talking about. Have a seat, I'll be back in an instant. The man spoke to then leave the small waiting room. The department was big and very busy. The flow of people coming in and out was big, along with the officers on the phones that rang nonstop. If I wanted movement in my life, that would be the right place. Veronica analyzed everything thoroughly. She also seemed as excited as me. Ladies, Agent Barton called. Come this way, Commissioner Roger is waiting for you. We walked through the police station hall, being guided by the attentive agent. We took the first elevator that took us to the floor of Mr. Rogers' office. That seemed to be an area frequented by a few, since only a few police officers seemed to circulate there. I looked at every environment attentively as we walked towards the commissioner's office. Barton gave 3 light knocks on the door, when we heard Agent Brandon's raspy voice. You can go in. We entered the office carefully, being greeted with a gentle smile from the man I thought to be Mr. Roger. Welcome, you can sit down. Thank you, Vero and I spoke at the same time. We sat on the armchairs positioned facing the commissioner's desk, who stared at us. Have you arrived long ago? Oh, no, we just arrived. It hasn't been 2 hours since we landed here. Then there's still a lot of places that you two will meet. But anyways, I'm very happy that you have accepted to come here. We are the ones who are very happy and thankful, Mr. Brandon. It's a wonderful opportunity. The man smiled as he pushed some papers that were on his desk to the side. Do you want some coffee? We have much to talk about today. Except, Veronica spoke excitedly. In the first minutes we talked about all of our police record. Commissioner Brandon seemed to have a vast experience in the area, and he really had. His gray hair revealed the good time that he had spent fulfilling his task in here. We found out about his interest to retire from his position, and about his desire to put someone as competent as I in his place. The man surprised me when he revealed that he had already worked with my mother, and that he considered her one of the best agents that he had met. Knowing that gave me a further impetus to give the best of me. Believe that you'll be a great clerk here, Ms. Iglesias. That's what I most want, Agent Brandon. Veronica spoke seriously. Well, Lauren, I know that you came from a deputy position of the town of Mount Vernon. But I believe that you also know that in here you'll have a somewhat distinct position. The New York Police Department has many branches, and in each one of them there's a responsible, he said slowly. Yes, I understand perfectly. Well then, our Department of Big Cases is open. According to your police record, I see that you are one of the most suitable for it. I need someone who has enough willpower to carry out the operations. I must inform that they are not easy at all, but you won't act alone. You'll have the help of all the other departments if need be. It's certainly something that I look for, Agent Brandon. I'd be honored to be able to carry out that job. I know, you look a lot like your mother, and you know, she also worked in that department. Really? Oh, yeah, but she preferred the task force. Clara loved action. I let out a soft laugh at the memory of my mother. I wouldn't oppose to that as well, but I admit that solving a big case seems much more interesting. I agree with your thinking. The work in the Department of Big Cases doesn't make you stay out of the line of action, quite the contrary. When it's necessary in the case that you are solving, the first who will be in front of everything will be you. And so the conversation followed. According to Brandon, Veronica and I would start on the next day, since the movement here never stopped. The man of age informed that he needed me pretty early to start our work. He seemed to be committed in making me get in deep in that department. I see the two of you tomorrow. You can pass by the HR sector to handle the paperwork. Okay, it was a pleasure to meet you. The pleasure was all mine. I hope you two will be of great help to the resolution of our cases. We'll surely be. It was Vero's turn to speak. While Veronica was in the human resources sector, I had stayed in the hall waiting for her. In the short time that I had visited the place, I could notice that the number of police officers was big. Everyone there seemed very focused on their determined services, not counting those typical who were there just to show off their badges, of course. Rookie? One of the officers asked somewhat suggestively. Exactly, I said, giving the minimal of attention. You started today? He insisted. I will start tomorrow actually. You are? Agent Felix, responsible for car 329. And you? Lauren Yaregui, future responsible for the Department of Big Cases. The chubby man squinted his eyes quickly as he slid his thick fingers over his strangely big mustache, while moving into a serious posture in front of me. Perhaps in his thought I'd be a mere rookie officer, he didn't imagine that my purpose here was much greater. Agent Felix, I hope you are not bothering the lady here. One of the officers spoke as she approached. Only then I could notice the familiarity in that voice. I believe your car should be patrolling. No, ma'am, I'm already leaving. The man spoke quickly before leaving. I turned to face the woman with the so familiar voice when I recognized her angelic face. Oh, God, Allison? The blonde-haired woman and of short stature stared at me with wide eyes, opening a surprised smile. Lauren, oh my God, it's so nice to see you, she said excitedly. What are you doing here? I was arrested trying to steal a vinyl store. Allison frowned with a frightened expression, but undid it as soon as I let out a laugh. Oh Jesus, idiot as always. It's good to see you, Allie. I didn't know that you were working in New York. She smiled patiently. I was transferred last year. I'm loving working here. But seriously, what are you doing here? I believe that we'll be co-workers. No way, that is great. You were transferred to this one? Yup, I sent the request a while back, and it has already been a week since Veronica and I were selected. I'm immensely happy, Lore. I was really sad for having to leave. Allison Brooke was, and is, one of the best people I've met. We studied together throughout college with the goal of following the same path. After our graduation, she had to be transferred to Texas to carry out her work of informatics technician for the state police. We heard that she became one of the best, solving a lot of cases with perfect efficiency. In the beginning we maintained a frequent contact, but with the routine life we ended up losing touch. But seeing her now was like we had never lost touch. I'm happy to see you, Allie. I missed you. I missed you too, Lore. Where is Vero? She's handling the paperwork. It will be very nice to have you both again in my life. The shorter one spoke fondly. We heard the noise of the door being opened, making room for Veronica to come out. Her look was of such surprise when she noticed who was by my side. And in a tight hug, Vero wrapped her arms around Allie. I can't believe this. Her voice tone carried longing. Much less me. Seeing you two here is being one of the best things. We are all going to be co-workers, is that it? Yes. Amazing, right? Allie said excitedly. This deserves a celebration. Agree, I spoke as I exchanged a glance with Vero. Jesus, you haven't changed at all. Last night was really pretty agitated. Veronica's idea came true, and Allison took us to one of the best bars of New York. I didn't enjoy in the way that I really wanted. After all, arriving with a hangover in my first day of work wasn't in my plans. It was already pretty early, and as amazing as it sounds, I was very excited to get to the police station. Vero, on her turn, grumbled with a good migraine, consequence of the good shots of tequila from last night. Told you not to drink so much. No moral lesson, Mom, she spoke irritated, making me laugh. Stop grumbling, let's go, I said as soon as the taxi stopped in front of the police station. My car was due to arrive this week. Thanks to my good savings, I had bought one and it would be delivered soon. I handed a few dollars to the taxi driver, who quickly left. Upon entering the warmer environment, I could notice quickly the presence of Agent Brandon. Very punctual, he exclaimed, satisfied. As it has to be. Good morning, sir. Good morning, Agent Yarregui Iglesias. He nodded to Vero, who smiled. Barton, take Agent Iglesias to Agent Piñero's office. Yes, sir, the man spoke to then guide Vero. And you, come with me, he ordered. Okay, but where are we going, sir? I'll tell you on the way. We entered one of the police cars, accompanied by 2 more officers. Brandon sat down beside me and looked at me as he started talking. We are on the way to your first case, Lauren. I widened my eyes with certain surprise. I didn't imagine that a case would show up so soon. Agent Brandon seemed to notice the surprise in my expression. I know that this gives us a certain nervousness, but Lauren, the first case is always the best. I'm sure it is. I was lost for words. Oh. If you like that I voiced the continuation of the series Stripper and want me to continue, please like and write a comment on the video. This will be an incentive to continue working on translation and dubbing.